Yeah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kahaloyim Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect, to the elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel and come back to the fold. Shalom. To the sister Akwaf, listen in silence. This your brother Aram Yahawada with the lesson. Yeah, so it says this is inside Will Smith's he got a trailer, right, or some type of looked like a diesel, right, and it's a mobile home. So you know that we're in some pretty hard times, that even a movie star such as Will Smith, who's made $40 million per movie, has a two-story millionaire 2.5 million mobile home, right? Because as you do know, a lot of people are getting into the mobile home thing right now because of the economy, right? And the thing, I mean, it looks nice, right? It's got downstairs, upstairs, and it's upstairs, bathroom. I mean, it's type dope, right? But everybody's getting into these RVs, and him being Will Smith, he actually has the money to buy, to pay $2.5 million to basically have a super RV. You know what I'm saying? A RV on steroids, right? But don't let things fool you as to what meets the eye, as if he's just doing that I'm just Will Smith and I'm just trying to show off. Nah, this is the signs of the time, right? That even these millionaires might have to think about where they're going to live, right? How things are going to be, right?
Okay, I've come to the realization that the majority of people have no idea what's going on in the housing market. That's everyday retail buyers, people who think they know what they're doing, investors, and even a lot of real estate agents. So welcome to Housing Bubble 2.0 News of the Week, or as I like to call it, another episode of As the Housing Market Churns, or Turns, or Burns, or who knows what it's going to do, but changes are coming. It's already happening right now. Randy Patrick here, putting the realism back in real estate. Today is what? Looks like, oh my goodness, September the 14th. It's been a while since I have actually done a video for various reasons, so I do apologize for people who I need to contact, for people who I... It's interesting because, obviously as of July 31st, what happened? The foreclosure moratorium was officially over here. So August 2021, guess what happened? So July ends, so in August 2021, U.S. foreclosure activity rises following the end of the foreclosure moratorium. So yeah, guess what? Things are going to pick up, and that's part of the process of what's going to happen as time goes on here. So, for example, here, Illinois, Nevada, and New Jersey had the highest foreclosure rates. So basically, we're looking at state-wise, you got, as I said, Illinois, Nevada, New Jersey, Delaware, and Ohio were the ones, the highest foreclosure rates, which is really a per capita thing. One foreclosure per how many households. And again, those are your typical states that lead the way. Metropolitan areas that have at least 200,000 people. You basically had Bakersfield, California up there, Atlantic City, New Jersey, Cleveland, Ohio, Rockford, Illinois, and Las Vegas. So Las Vegas is popping up now. I see that in the data as well, too. So nothing should surprise us here, and it doesn't. And metros with greater than 1 million, well, what do we see? Cleveland, Las Vegas, Chicago, Riverside, California, Birmingham, Alabama. So again, stuff that happened in the last housing crisis and locations are starting to manifest and play out once again. So now we're 1 month into the, not having the foreclosure moratorium. So clearly we're going to see uptick in filings as time goes on. It will increase and get more and more kind of frenzied. Foreclosure starts increase 27% from last month. So there really shouldn't be any surprise here, as they say, while foreclosure starts increase significantly compared to.
In the years that followed the financial crisis, sales of RVs began booming. Once considered a pretty dowdy way to travel, RVs have benefited from slick industry ad campaigns, relatively low gas prices, and a renewed interest among Americans of all ages, including retiring boomers and younger RVers lured by a chance to live the so-called van life. Sales began to drop in 2018, but the latest boon to the business might be the coronavirus pandemic.
So it's a common theme that we've been hearing from our dealers, from customers, friends of mine. This is the same way.
Right. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 4. And the doors shall be shut in the city. Right? What city? Babylon the Great. Right? The great city, that great whore, the streets of that whore, right? When the sound of the grinding is low, right? Which means what, the working, right, which they have now. Oh, there's employment, but oh yeah, you got to take this inoculation. There's plenty of jobs. There's so many jobs out there. But nobody wants to work them. But you know what? We'll just put out these mandates, and a bunch of more people are going to quit. So there's going to be a bunch of more jobs open. But, it's the inevitable of the country is, America's finished, right? And he shall rise up at the voice of the birds. You hear the birds tweaking and chirping, right? But the Lord said for us to be pilgrims anyway, so it doesn't even matter. A lot of us are gonna be homeless anyway, or what they call homeless, man. The Yahweh Shai said that the birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to rest his head. So who are you when you're a servant? You're not great. You're not greater than your master, but here we are. These people, they love to be above someone else, right? So Will Smith is when the grinding is low, even somebody who's wealthy, he's just brought down to a house that's on wheels. I mean, he spent 2.5 million or 2.5 million, but you're still brought down to just that. I mean, that's if he so-called bow out gracefully or whatever, right? But people are going to wake up and not have a job, which we're at that point. And all the daughters of music shall be brought low, right? And all that mirth and joy and all the other things are brought low. So this is where we at. Matter of fact, they were saying don't be ready for Christmas not to be here. Buy all your stuff now because there ain't no. So it's brought. You're done. America's finished. I gathered me also silver and gold and the peculiar treasures of kings and of the providence. I got me men singers and women singers, like, like basically, these celebrities or whatever album they drop, because back then you actually had to actually have the singer there, because this is dealing with Solomon day. You couldn't just go buy a CD or some type of live streams. So basically equivalent today is just having live streams. So I had all these dope live streams, and you know what I'm saying, or even the thing to have now would be what like to put you above everybody else is to have they have the hologram Tupac. You know what I mean? If you could afford the hologram Tupac to come and perform for you, or Whitney Houston or something, I mean, that's like you doing it, like you big timing, right? It says and women singers and delights of the son of men, like all the things that people love as musical instruments, and that of all sorts. Slakia. So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Right? And this is the key point, what he was saying. Also, my wisdom remained with me. And then, like what Apostle Har was saying, is a lot of people, when they get riches, they'll lose wisdom. Or some people get riches and never have the wisdom. Your thing is the wisest thing you could think of is, okay, the churches is a BS. I'm just gonna get money. Money is a defense. But you forget that wisdom is a defense also. And if you have them in a balance, that's the ultimate game changer to everything. If you could have wisdom and money, but it's tough to obtain. Yeah, so this is Ecclesiastes 2. You know what I mean? Apostle Ramlan read this, and he was saying he got inspired from another brothers, and and it inspired me after listening to that. And then I was scrolling through and seeing this thing with Will Smith and all that stuff that he did, these movies that he were making $20 million, $40 million for one movie, is vanity. And so that's basically what it says. And I said in my heart, which is Lob, which is your mind, to go now will I prove thee with mirth, therefore enjoy pleasures, right? And behold, this also is vanity, right? So, you enjoy this rich movie star lifestyle, but what the economy and everything else is basically done. The grinding is brought low, the mirth is brought low, and you want to be down with this. You got to be down with the mandates. You got to become a pincushion for the mandates. So all that is vanity. You work 20 years on your job, and it's vanity. And I said, of laughter it is mad, and mirth what doeth it? I sought in my heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting my mind, or what lob, which means heart, it says heart, but I mean lob, which is mind, with wisdom, right? And which a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people, they just, they're laughter and joy. They go to work every day, but they're not looking at the overall bigger picture. And what is all this about? And what is all this for? And what amount to this? You know what I'm saying? And I layeth hold of folly till I might see what was that good for the Son of Men, which they should do under the heaven, which is on earth, all the days of their life. Right? Skip down, and this is the part where, like Apostle Ramla was saying, that was really ear ringing and bringing your mind to attention, right? Because a lot of people, they go out and have money, they go out and go have fun, they go do these things, but then they don't have this one thing, It says, I gathered me also silver, gold, right? Getting money. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, seeking that bag. And the peculiar of treasures so this is Proverbs chapter 6 verse 26. Once the grinding is brought low, even these celebrities are going to be without, right? These athletes, all these different things, they're going to find out they sold themselves out for that money, all for nothing. You know what I mean? Because they're going to be in the pretty much the same condition as you, or similar, right? $2.2 million or $2.5 million on a thing, but all that. Oh man, he was making $40 million per movie, and you're brought down to a semi, turned into a mobile home. You know what I mean? But so, for by means of a whorish woman, right? And in this scripture is actually talking about an actual woman, but the Lord likens America or Babylon, right? Which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, as unto a whore. So the mother of harlots, right? So by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, right? So when you're making $40 million per movie and you're living in these freaking super $1 million mansions, and you're brought down to just having a house on wheels, because eventually that's all he's going to have left, right? Stock market crash, all these things. I mean, he can get the RFID chip or do whatever, and but in the end, it's going to be all for naught, right? ICBM missiles, and everything is headed for America. Total turmoil and chaos is headed for America. So you're going to be brought to a price of bread. And the adulteress, right? Because America is an adulterous nation, and it has an adulterous people within the nation, right? Will hunt for the precious life. And that's all America does. The precious life, like, what is that? They had the Shining, and then they made The Shining 2, which gives you more of an understanding of The Shining Part 1. And they were hunting for the children who had the gift, and they were sucking the gift out of them. And that's basically what America does. They look for you Israelites, you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians that have these talents like, like Will Smith, Michael Jordan, Jennifer Lopez, Rosie Perez. These women, from the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom, and they suck the life out of you. Right? It was all for naught. You know what I mean? Can a man take fire in his bosom? So when the ICBM missiles come, can that man be able to take that fire from the ICBM missiles in his bosom and his clothes not burn, right? So once the ICBM missiles hit America, yeah, you sold yourself out to just have to be brought to a piece of bread to where you're just riding a house on wheels. Or that's if he has enough sense to just give it all up and then just ride that house around. That's if he got enough sense to do that. But hey, who knows? He might get the charagma and try to keep his his life going, or what he had, or keep moving with the mobile house and say, look, I sold out enough. You're not gonna bring me down to whatever. I'm just gonna go ahead and settle with this piece of bread that I'm brought down to, because the selling out to you is just far too much. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because anybody get the MOTB, and maybe Will Smith is smart enough not to get the MOTB. I don't know. But when the ICBM missiles come, regardless, you have sold your soul for money, for riches. I mean, you've done abominable things. You haven't came back to the Most High, right? You haven't repented, right? They agree with same sex. That what? I forgot the movie Will Smith did. He did a movie with some homosexual stuff, like when he was young from the beginning. So, but yeah, you good with the agenda to make your money. So when the ICBM missiles come, can your clothes withstand the burning and not burn? Can you be like Meshach, Reshach, and Abednego because they believed in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai? I mean, can one go upon hot coals and his feet not burn? Right? So are you going to be here when ICBM missiles are burning, your feet's not going to burn, and everything's not going to burn? Hey, most likely not, because it's going to burn you. Yeah, so this is Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plagues, right? The ICBM missiles are plagues also. Besides the C-19 and the measles and, the Zika virus, whatever they got out there. Whatever thing Esau wants to make up out of his decrepit mind and his, whatever it is, these missiles, right? Because they were just reporting that Kim Jong-un started testing his long-range missiles again, right? And that's where we come into, man. We come into that time, the hour, the moment, the second, the minute, man. It's just what it is, man. And there ain't no way around it, but you repenting and come back to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Whether you Will Smith or you whoever, so-called Joe Schmo, Tyrone in the hood, Ray in the hood, you better repent, man. Because the time, the hour, the moment, the minute, the second, man, that it's going to be too late for you, man. The and this is the plague, right? The ICBM missiles wherewith Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, will smite all the people, right? That's all these other nations, and you 2/3 that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, right? Can you withstand the burning and your feet not burn? Can you stand upon coal and your feet not burn? Can you withstand the fire within your bosom and your clothes not burn? Right? You know what I'm saying? That have fought against Jerusalem, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Your whole entire flesh is going to consume away while you stand upon your feet. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes. It's going to be so hot, it's just going to melt your eyeballs right in the sockets. Right? And their tongues shall consume away in their mouth, and your tongue is just going to melt away in your mouth. You're not even going to be able to say, oh, Salakia. Forgive me. I apologize. Like, it's just going to melt. You're not going to be able to, your tongue is, you're not even going to be able to speak, man. And even if you did somehow utter the Lord say, he's going to laugh at your calamities, man. He's going to mock when your fear cometh. Right? So yeah, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 12, and I was listening to Apostle Ram Live's live, and he was going into about riches and how they can consume you and all these different things. And that kind of inspired me, and especially then I seen this thing with Will Smith. I'm thinking, the thing that came to my mind is a man could be brought to a piece of bread. Here it is, this guy was making all this money, and here that in some way they're trying to show it off, but at the same time, what will possess a person who has all this money to make a thing like that? Being that this thing is it's basically because of the C-19 is why a lot of people are looking into doing things like that, So it says, for wisdom is a defense, right? And ultimately, you so-called a movie star, whatever you well-to-do in this world, really you needed wisdom. You needed to know about Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? And money is a defense, right? So you thought about the money being your defense, but you wasn't thinking about the wisdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? Or God or Jesus, right? Because those things, the way the Christian church, it makes it look like a joke, right? But the excellency of the knowledge is the wisdom giveth life. So the excellent knowledge of Yahweh Yahweh Shai giveth life unto them that have it. So this is Proverbs chapter 3 verse 12. For whom Yahweh loveth, he correcteth. And a lot of these movie stars or whatever, they didn't get corrected. They went the way of the road to riches, without wisdom. Even as a father, the son in whom he delighteth, happy is the man that findeth wisdom. Like I was saying about wisdom, right? Wisdom is the principal thing with all get understanding when you get wisdom. Right? It says, and the man that getteth understanding, right? Once you get wisdom and then you get understanding, for the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold, right? When you deal with wisdom, she is more precious than rubies, and all things thus can its desire are not to be compared unto her. So you can get all these things, get these movies making $40 million or $20 million per movie, right? But you don't have wisdom and the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you have nothing, right? Length of days is in her right hand, right? So you wanna live good, live a good life. She's like, I got you on that. And in her left hand, riches and honor. So you want riches, you want things like that. So, Apostle Ramla was speaking about a verse that was read about how Solomon kept his wisdom though he was rich, and that it's hard to do. But according to this, it's possible. Now, it takes a heck of a spirit to do it, but it could be done, but not when you're following after the ways of Esau as far as being a movie star and all these type of things, because those things come with, like they call it Hollywood, which goes into, the a witch's wand, right? They're doing a lot of witchcraft over in Hollywood. Yeah, this is Psalm 62:10. Trust not in oppression, and a lot of people trust in America because we know that through this system we have been nothing but oppressed. Somehow you think if you become a movie star or this high athlete that you could kind of escape your realities, but the reality is you're an Israelite, and Deuteronomy 28, the curses are going to come upon you no matter how much money that you have. But that's the part of getting wisdom and understanding, and then having riches that would be the determining factor, because even if you got riches and knowing that you're an Israelite, it would have to come down to you having integrity, right? And become not vain in robbery, right? Because like the elder was saying, because when you deal with America, most people become rich by what? Robbing other people. You got the people that deceive people, and these what they call pyramid schemes and all sorts of things when you deal with America. If riches increase, set not your heart or your mind, lob, upon them, right? You don't put everything of you just to dwell and just, it's all about money, because no, wisdom is everything. You have wisdom, you will have length of days, you will have riches, right? Yeah, so Ecclesiasticus chapter 31 verse 6, gold haveth been the ruin of many, right? So, trying to be the top Olympic star, so you can be on the Wheaties box, so you can get, Nike deals, contract shoes for your shoes, NBA contracts, movie contracts, the top drug dealer in the hood, so you can get this respect in the hood. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's not you becoming a star. Sometimes you want to be a hood star. You want to be the person that's just known in the hood. You got the money, you got all that stuff. But it become your ruin. Chasing that gold or the money becomes your ruin, right? And their destruction is present. It is a stumbling block. See, because you're supposed to be figuring out why you're within these curses and why your men are leaving their children when they're young, why the woman is against the man against the woman, and the children are left fatherless with no real direction, and our women are straight up harlots. We should wonder why there's gang banging and drug dealing in our neighborhoods on such a level that's not prevalent in other cultures. They're not shooting and killing each other like that, right? So you should be trying to find the wisdom into that, but it is a stumbling block trying to chase after this gold, this wealth, or even the love of the self-proclaimed white man. Unto them that sacrifice unto it. So you sacrifice your whole life chasing money, chasing this, searching for Esau's love, and every fool shall be taken therein. So you're going to be taken therein. O.J. Simpson. He was like that token so-called black man that all the white people was, oh yeah, O.J. Oh yeah, he's cool. You know what I'm saying? But when everything push come to shove, and the so-called self-proclaimed white woman got killed, and this and that, and and it's so-called it looked like him, or it could be him, or he did it, or he didn't do it. And then he writes a book, If I Would Have Done It. All these different crazy things. They turned their back on him, you know what I mean? And ultimately they all do, Michael Jackson, all these Red Fox, and Rick James, all these dudes that died poor, searching for Esau's love, searching for these gold, these riches. It was vanity, right? And let's see, blessed is the rich that is found without blemish. And the only way you can be found without blemish is keeping the commandments of Yahweh and the testimony of Yahweh Shai, and have not gone after gold, right? And not that you can't get money, it's just that's not your primary goal. Your primary thing is the Lord. It said, this is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 9, but they that will be rich fall into temptation, right? And that doesn't mean you can't be rich, but most people fall into temptation trying to become rich. And a snare, and snare is a trap, right? Trying to be, into the movie entertainment field, athletic entertainment field, music entertainment field, when these so-called Jewish, which is the devil, which is your arch enemy, are ruling over those things, that is a trap. And into many foolish and hurtful lusts, right? Lil Nas X, right? Withdraw men in destruction and perdition, right? Which basically means destruction. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Money is a defense. Money is not evil, but the love of money is evil, which will some covet after they have erred from the faith. So what happens? Like I said, you were searching for the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this whole thing maybe at one time. He was like, yeah, I believe in God. But then somewhere along the line it's, you know what? I just need this money. It'll change everything. You either just stop believing in God, or you just say, God, he'll understand. Those type of things. They have, erred from the faith and pierced them through with many sorrows, right? And ultimately, if everything, well, when the stock market crash, and the thing I want to say, if somehow Will Smith is like, you know what, I'm not following this thing, I ain't getting no chip, I ain't taking these, the left, right, because this is a fight, you know what I mean? Which is probably why they calling it a jab, right? So when it's like I'm not a boxer, but I played one on TV. But yeah, inside joke. It's when you come to reality and you're left to just a mobile home on wheels after all those things. I don't know if he got enough integrity to do that. You know what I mean? Because ultimately this thing come with wisdom. Says but thus, O men of God, flee these things, right? Because the Lord said for us to be pilgrims upon earth and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, patience, meekness. And that's the thing we're supposed to do. So call Loyum Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakal Kodash. Oh wait, let's fight the good fight of faith, right? Lay hold of eternal, man, come on now, gotta read that. Fight the good fight of faith, lay hold of on eternal life, whereunto thus are also called and has professed a good profession before many witnesses. And so a lot of these movie stars are not going out there on the highways and the byways giving up their riches of the world to go out there and preach. So call Loyum Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim and the Four Winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking their lives more now than ever. The hopeful elect, Shalom to the brothers, the Akwaf, the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel and have come back to the fold. Shalom to Sister Akwaf, listen in silence. Shalom and death to America.